Can you hear me? Can you see me? Yes, correct. Colleagues, yes. From the beginning of this year, Moscow has a very interesting project that refers to the real clinical practice. And the real clinical practice in this project is very important. And this project is an example of best practice, some intermediate results. Why real clinical data is important for Moscow? The point is that what is important, so we see the change spectrum of drugs recently, and definitely this is very wide use of targeted immunotherapy and extension of indication for the costly treatments. So finally, we faced very high costs, and correspondingly we understood that we need to reach particular regulations. So in Moscow from March 2019, there is an order of government 177 that guarantees additional drug supply for the residents according to the clinical guidelines. Let me remind you, Moscow is the first region that took this opportunity to follow these new clinical guidelines as a must. So currently, right now, from December 2021, the structure of 177 is extended to 10. So that's 95% of localization of all oncological nosologies. So from the start, we added here some new drugs. This is for ones and also new forms as alaparib. So here, the structure of the regional reimbursement looks like this. These are regional reimbursement treatments. So these are tablets. Then out of that, non-tableted and infusion. And also there is a project that allows to minimize some defects. So that's procurement story, or as we see it, or if there is an absence of scheduled reimbursements, so them to pay compensation to avoid out of stock. At the same time, Moscow continues the supply of international residents with the reimbursement issue. And also, I would like to draw your attention to the following, that in fact, and that is why I'm showing all this to you, to understand what's the outcome of that. We see that all new names coming to the market, they're extending time and the load for regional reimbursement. So we don't have the data for their efficacy in the real practice. And we cannot recommend that for the reimbursement in regional lists without the proper understanding of toxicity profile or using in the efficacy of the patients. Due to that, in December 2021, there was order of Moscow government to organize observational study for the efficacy of particular drug treatments. The point here is that, and we want to pay attention to that, that the list of 10 drugs was recommended by Moscow Oncological Society. So these drugs, both the new ones and the drugs with new indications that are in the real clinical practice. So the platform was then embedded into the EMEA structure, and we created the design of observational study. It was done and is being done in the digital platform. And here, colleagues, I would like to draw your attention to the following, that the initiation should be done by the treating doctor, and he is presenting to the consilium. So here we see the compensation option. And without any wait, a patient could purchase the product into the pharmacy chain. What about the dynamics of inclusion? So by the moment of start in January, so we started from the inclusion, we were preparing to that. And by September, we have already dramatic number of included patients, and majority are patients with a prostate cancer, lung cancer, and renal parenchyma. But the point here is, according to the age, the youngest age for the patients in the breast cancer and prostate cancer, And then elderly group is an average 71 years. In the younger category, so you see mainly these are patients with diagnosis. And for the younger group, we identify the category of adjuvant treatment. So the number of treatments, alacyclib, olaparib, could be administered with the prevention purposes to the patients with a high risk group. Elderly patients, these are 81 plus. So this is mainly prostate cancer. And as data showed for the last time, mainly the incidence of prostate cancer is increasing. So I want to show you the following scheme.
10 препаратов, включенных в наблюдательное исследование, пациенты активно включаются в группы. На данный момент есть уже понимание профиля токсичности, который в некоторых случаях лучше, чем в клинических протоколах. И результатом непосредственно наблюдательного исследования будет выявление тех препаратов, которые наиболее востребованы, обладают меньшим профилем токсичности и могут быть включены непосредственно в рамки региональной льготы для плановой закупки для всей популяции пациентов. Конечно же, предвещая вопросы о возможности включения новых...
Это и компьютер ее мужа. Извините. And these are all new drugs. And this is how we are going to improve it. So this is Moscow Oncological Community, and this is indication and extension of indications. Also, we assess the dynamics. So this is really, a live system which is discussable.